We choose. It's the music that 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 we choose. The music that we choose. The world is spinning too fast. I'm fine that.
It's all garbage. Hello, welcome to Mark IV. And it's strange to say, but I just want to tell you that I'm taking over the channel for now. James is dead. I killed him, and so until he recovers from that, I'm gonna be in charge of the channel. Alright? So right now I want to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart, something that I've been going down the rabbit hole on for a while now, and that is internet horror. More specifically, creepypastas. I mean, everyone knows creepypastas. There's the classics. There's Slender Man, there's Jeff the Killer, there's Suicide Squidward, there's Suicide Bart, there's Sonic.exe, there's Link from Ben Drowned, except he's not called Link, he's called Ben Drowned, because he's not Link, he's Ben, but Ben uses Link's model, because Link is Ben. Yes. Anyway, I just want to kind of talk about, like, how none of them really hold up. I mean, like, you know, you look at Jeff the Killer, you see that image, and it's, like, synonymous with internet horror, and it's like, oh no, it's Jeff. There he is. He's gonna snap your bones in half with his teeth, or whatever he does. But then you read the Jeff the Killer story. In the original draft of Jeff the Killer, he fucking falls down, like, a flight of stairs while carrying bleach or some dumb cartoonish shit. And then there's just, like, a bunch of images of the author's, like, friends or whatever. I mean, it sounds like something that James and I would have written before I killed him. But it's just so weird. Like, you know? Like, you see this thing, and it's like, oh, what's the story gonna be? And he just fucking falls down the stairs while carrying bleach, and then he decides to kill his dad, or whatever, because he's Jeff, and he's the killer. So he's gotta do that. I guess it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You name yourself the killer, you know? You're gonna end up killing some people. It's just what happens, you know? Later, it was revised to where he was, like, some, incel who got bullied, and he, like, snapped somehow, and he did a bunch of, like, MMA holds on, like, some bullies, and he almost killed them, but then his brother, who he was protecting, decided that he would go to jail for Jeff. And then Jeff was kind of sad about that for a little bit, but his parents were just like, hey, buck up, kid. He's a murderer. You, on the other hand, you need to go to this kid's that you don't know's birthday party. And so he went to the kid's birthday party, and he was like, hey, what up, I'm Jeff. And then the kids were like, let's play a game. And so he was like, okay. But then the bullies showed up with guns. And they started shooting people, or at least shooting at people. I don't think they actually succeeded in shooting anyone at the party, because they were just trying to get to Jeff, I guess. And so then they had, like, a brawl, and then he kills, like, the main one first, because storytelling. And then the main one, like, there was alcohol, and, like, he burned Jeff alive, basically, or tried to, with, like, his dying breath or something like that. And then the whole place was on fire, and Jeff's face got singed with the alcohol, making it white. So, like, why doesn't he look like Freddy Krueger or Deadpool? Like, isn't that what he'd look like? But no, he looks like some demented e-boy. Yeah. That's Jeff. Another one that's really weird is Squidward suicide. I mean, if you really think about it, how is any of this, like, viable? Like, you know, why wouldn't the person who saw that there's a videotape of Squidward committing suicide with like hyper-realistic blood and eyes, and then intercut in between that episode, there's just a bunch of, like, dead children, like, just splayed out in the tape, like, no, why didn't he press charges? Why didn't he tell, like, anyone at Nintendo, not Nintendo, Squidward is not Nintendo, Nickelodeon. Why didn't he tell anyone at Nickelodeon, hey, I found this weird tape, we should probably call the police, but no, he decides that he's gonna type about it on a goddamn, like computer, like, he's gonna go to creepypasta.com, which automatically makes, like, his story less believable, but he's just gonna do it anyway, because, I don't know, I guess he's trying to make, like, a statement, like, oh, the real police would never listen to this, they don't care about their, but they never say that. It just seems too convenient. And, like, I mean, it's an okay creepypasta, like, in the way it's written, though a lot of it's just, like, you know, oh, shocking blood and eyes and hyper-realism, and oh, you thought that was bad, here's a bunch of real-life gore we're just gonna throw in your face, and then the whole he commits suicide thing, and then that launched, like, a whole, like, that one creepypasta made, like, so many other similar creepypastas in the same vein. So, like, you got Sonic.exe and Bart's Suicide were, like, the two main ones that, like, sprung up from it, and then those, like, went on to create their own subcategories. So it's like Bart Suicide, okay, now there's just a bunch of, like, cartoon characters who are committing suicide, and then, like, the EXE is just a whole nother thing where it's like, oh, bunch of, you know, I got this stupid cartridge here and it's gonna, you know, show me hyper-realistic blood whenever I put it in, because the Sega Genesis can show hyper-realistic blood. I mean, maybe if you had a 32X, like, add-on, or a CD add-on, but, like, still, like, have you seen, like, Night Trap? Like, you really think that that's gonna be the system that shows you hyper-realistic blood? No, it's not. And then, like, I mean, there's some good classic online horror. I mean, Binge Round's an incredibly well-written creepypasta for being a creepypasta. There's Candle Cove, which is a nice, short, and sweet one. And there's I Am Sophie, there's Channel 666, there's a whole bunch of good online horror, but it's just somehow, like, the shit, just the absolute shit, like, gets through. It's like, yeah, let's talk about Herobrine. Like, Notch has a brother who died, and now he haunts the code of, like, Minecraft. I mean, why is it that every goddamn game developer has, like, a dead brother that haunts the code of their, like, game, like Flappy Bird? Like, oh, he couldn't get the high score, and so he killed himself, and now he haunts the game, and so they had to delete it. Like, did something happen to a game developer who, like, lost their brother, like, actually, to, like, make people think this? Who knows? But anyway, until next time, this is me signing off of my channel, because it's mine now, Mark 4. Face reveal at, what are we at? Face reveal at 5K. Face reveal at 5K. I know you all are really dying to see that.